All right.
All right. Hey guys, people are funneling in. Just give us a second. We're gonna just share the tweet in a couple of different places.
Okay. This music's so much. What?
What are you gonna say about the music, Dalton?
This music's so much better than the last time.
Oh, are you referring to the time we did Spaces?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my god.
Maybe.
You're completely frozen for me.
You're completely frozen for me too.
Oh, okay, there we go. There's my mouse. Oh, my entire computer is frozen.
I was gonna say your audio's still coming through.
Yeah, okay. I need to turn my computer off.
Yep, do it. Yeah. What's up, guys? Jen is experiencing some technical difficulties, so we're gonna hop in here in just a couple minutes. But she did leave the banger tunes. Jen is back up in it, baby.
Let's fucking go. All right. What do we think? Should we get started? It's been 5 minutes.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's do it.
Sorry guys. We're a little rusty.
I was gonna say, just like the old times, huh?
Oh my god. How are you? I feel like, so for those of you who don't know, Dalton's been on vacation for the last 2 weeks. You wouldn't know if you checked his feed. You would think he's totally.
Bro, I was going hard, right?
I was shocked. I was like looking at you. I was like, look at him sticking out some Loom videos. Like, fuck yeah.
I was staying on top of it. No, it was really fun. It was a good time. I was traveling with my girlfriend. I got to go see some soccer games. I was in London, and then before that, I was in San Luis Potosí. So I was bouncing around all over the place. So yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Dude,
how are you? How are you feeling?
I am exhausted.
Yeah.
I think like since the first, which is I think when the Flash tournament started or the day before the Flash tournament, like I have not really had a moment. I left my house for the first time in 5 days today, which was a little crazy. Like straight up, like I was like, I don't remember the last time I was outside. I went to go walk and I got coffee this morning because I was like, I should like go on a walk. And then I like wrapped up some stuff and I was like, I think I'm gonna go walk and get some boba. And I just like going outside and feeling like the wind on my face. I was like, yeah.
I was gonna say you weren't getting back to me. I was sending you Telegram messages left and right, and I was like, "Where's Jen at?" Jen has had a rapid response rate for the last like week and a half, and then I would get back to my Telegram after like walking around London or whatever, and I would see like 27 missed messages, and I was like, "Jen's on top of it. Jen is on top of it right now." Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it was good. I'm excited to kind of dig in a little bit and see kind of what is going on. So,
am I frozen again?
Yep.
My computer keeps freezing.
That's cool.
It's like not great.
Has it been doing this all day?
No, it just started and I was having some camera issues too. Dalton, Dalton, why don't you dig into fantasy or
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to dig into, and like give me a few minutes to come back. I'm gonna
Okay.
do a hard restart.
Yep.
All right, you got it.
Cool. So what's up, guys? While Jen deals with her technical difficulties, I'll just kind of screen share and go through what I have been messing around with. Here we go. So this has been basically my home arena for the last. Ooh, I could do this right now. So I'm going to claim. If you guys haven't been doing this, this is like a really easy way to just show that you're being active over here. Damn, I'm going to do this later. But basically, yeah, this is just a daily quest here that you can kind of show that you're being active. In the past, what they did on testnet is if you maintained a streak of, say, like 10 days or 15 days or whatever, you would get these fan points. So these fan points, we still have no fucking idea what these are. We also don't know what these total stars are. So like this is going to be something that we don't know what these are yet. But I would just recommend kind of staying active with this stuff. It's like a very easy claim. So like you can see here, I just need to retweet something, verify it, and then that's that. But yeah, so for people that haven't been paying attention to mine or Jen's feed over the past couple of weeks, fantasy is basically just a social-fi platform that think friend tech a little bit, not really at all. But what it does is you can start, let's see, go to my profile, go to past tournaments. There we go. So basically here is a tournament. So this was the first tournament that they ran just a couple of days ago. And the basis of this game is that you have 5 cards. So these were the 5 cards that I put in for the flash tournament. And I did okay. I got 203rd out of 13,400 people. So that was decent. Like I felt like I should have done better with the knowledge that I had coming from testnet, but I kind of faded myself and I didn't put enough money in and stuff like that. So that was just something that, yeah, I wish I could go back and do it all over again, but it is what it is. So then the last tournament we just wrapped up was right here. Now, we really don't know if these scores are going to stick. We'll kind of get into this a little bit later when Jen gets back, but some people got botted pretty hard, myself included. As you can see here, let's go over to this tab. So this is like my home screen. I do not have 40.7 thousand followers. I only had, I think, 10K before this happened, and then I got botted with Jen. You back?
I'm back. And
Cool.
I just realized I completely misspelled War Daddy Capital. Oops.
It's fine. Yeah, so basically just to get back to this, this is the main tournament that we kind of just finished up. When did that finish? Yesterday morning?
Yeah, yesterday. Cut.
So so basically they cut the tournament preemptively because people were getting botted. So like I said, I had 10,000 followers. I went to 45,000 followers and it really messed with my reach. And as you can see here, they've kind of taken out reach as even one of the categories here. So all you can see is tweets and none of the heroes are ranked. So I don't know. I'll be pretty interested to see kind of how they deal with this. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on kind of how they're going to handle it?
I'm frozen, but if my audio is still coming through, I might have to be like an audio only situation today.
Yeah.
So did you see the dashboard that was put out by
I actually haven't checked it out.
We should pull that up because like while on fantasy there are no rankings, that has rankings, and I think they're pulling directly from the fantasy API since they're building on top of it.
Can you send it to me in the comments?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. So, I mean, Dalton, have we gotten an update on when they're going to announce the tournament scores? Like, not really,
yeah. So
right?
tomorrow they're going to be doing a show. The fantasy team is going to be doing a show with Cozy Maximalist. I believe that's kind of what I've heard through the grapevine. And that show is going to be when they release the scores and kind of the rewards and everything. So we don't really know quite yet what that is going to look like. But like I said, when we were talking about this here, here we go. As we kind of go through this, a lot of these guys, here's the leaderboard. A lot of these people kind of had people that got botted. So like even the top spot, they had me. Tom Schmidt also got botted pretty bad, but I don't know if the fantasy team really did catch that at the very end. Jen was obviously on the second team. So I don't really know how they're going to handle all of this stuff, especially because there's a lot of blast gold on the line. So this tournament had 222,000 blast gold that was being distributed. So yeah, I really don't know. Kind of. Jen dropped out again. Jen, why do you do this to me? I don't really have anything to talk. I hate talking to myself on a screen. This is not fun. Jen's computer completely cut out. That's cool. So this is what she was talking about right here. Go here. This is kind of the table that they were that Jen was just talking about. I haven't actually got to see this full data. Let me see. No, I'm not going to click on that. I'm going to wait for Jen to get back before I click on any of these links, but I haven't gotten to see any of these. But she did say that they're pulling from the fantasy API directly. I don't know if that's actually true, but this is where I think like the daily fantasy sports people do have a huge leg up, because obviously this isn't fantasy football, but it is like some of these analytics. Like I know that basically, like I said, after I got botted, my reach suffered atrociously. And that was one of the key rankings and one of the key stats that they were paying attention to. And now I believe the team is going to iterate on this once again. So from what we've heard, the team is going to be paying attention to basically mutual followers and how much mind share each hero has of Twitter. I don't really know how that's going to be calculated, and they're probably going to keep this close to their chest just because we've seen like bots happen. Like I know there was multiple people in the Flash tournament that got sent like 1 million views on tweets and things like that. I was one of them. And that also really fucked up my score. So we'll kind of see what happens here when they iterate on this once again. But yeah, Jen, where are you at? Jen's back. I can see our camera. She keeps dropping out because she's playing YOLO games. Yeah, I'm excited for her to get back here and explain to me what the hell's going on. Are we just going mobile, Jen? Is that what we're doing? We're iterating. 1 second. There we go. Jen, we back. Can you hear me?
There it is. Yes. we are full on winging it today.
If there's one thing I hate, it's I absolutely hate talking to myself on a fucking computer. It drives me insane.
It does drive him quite insane.
Okay, well, I just don't know how to do it. I might do it. All right.
This is what we're doing. We're using my phone. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what were you just talking about?
Bots, fantasy, them trying to fix the score, the new scoring, and trying to kind of deal with what's coming out. I think that it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass for them. The only thing I've heard is that they're going to be releasing scores on Friday, and we'll kind of go from there. So,
I mean, honestly, from like a creator perspective, I know it like hardcore sucks that the tournament got cut early, but I think it's actually been pretty advantageous for us because now it's like we've done the Flash tournament, we've experienced a little bit of the main tournament. Like we haven't even got into like what happens when we have sub tourneys going on. Mm-hmm. And like what have we spent this week doing? Like since you got back, which was 2 days ago, you got back like late Tuesday night. Yeah. It's given us like a chance to like take a beat and just get fucking organized. Because I think like if we had to keep going to today tournament, like we wouldn't have had the opportunity to like strategize around content and like take a beat. You know, my biggest thing I don't know if people know this, but it's like I lose anywhere from 2 to 6 hours editing for every video that I do. So I'm like constantly losing time during the day. And like that's just seeing how intense the tournament was and like how ambitious I wanted to be with my content. It was just like one of those things where it's like, okay, we gotta level up, we gotta get organized, and we need to, you know, be really, really disciplined about this. And so I'm grateful, at least from the creative perspective. I don't know about you.
You're definitely way more like organized and stuff like that. I just shoot from the hip. So like basically just to kind of cover this, when Jen gets an idea on a video, she'll write the script out. She'll do her research. She'll write the script out. She'll film the script and like go through that whole process of saying like, okay, I'm going to include all of this stuff. I'm going to edit this stuff. And then once she films it, she goes into a full like editing process, which takes bare minimum like a day to kind of turn over just to like push out. Right. Yeah. And me, I film on Loom and I just say, this is one take, dog. I'm just going to shoot from the hip and that's going to be that. But I'll get better at it.
No, it's all good. I'm excited for us. I think like the other really interesting conversation going on right now is like the jackpot. Have you been seeing like all the conflicting stuff about Pac-Moon winning a second time? Like, I just feel like there are farmers that are fucking
they're furious.
Like, yeah.
Well, and to be fair, like that is fair.
I mean,
come on. Like, obviously you're on the other side of it, but like these people are risking hundreds of thousands of dollars, smart contract risk. They're going through, they're literally kind of dealing with like the ins and outs. They're losing money on a day-to-day basis. And
I mean, which is fair. And I think like, I have to remember, like I too am also risking capital with like smart contract risk. Like, did you see a perp dex got hacked? I didn't get to dig into it too deeply. And so it's like, I definitely understand. Like, I think some of the concerns are super valid, but like, I'm also just like kind of shocked why everyone is so surprised. You know what I mean? Like they like Blast like very clearly laid out the criteria. Like I called it 2 days before. I'm like, it's going to go back to back to back from like Pac-Moon Fantasy, Pac-Moon, just because of like the sheer number of like on-chain metrics that they meet.
Yeah, well, and this is kind of where I'm like at this point. Okay, I do see their point, and I honestly agree with it. Like I don't think the numbers should be nearly as high as they are. Like they should be like 10x smaller or 5x smaller. Like these are some huge numbers that they're throwing out, and people that have been farming for months are like just getting to 1,000, right? And then like somebody that bought 10K worth of Pac-Moon is getting like this crazy bonus. And I'm like, yeah, I do see that. I don't think it should be that much. I think, but it is what it is, right? But then at the same time, I think there are like 5 different fucking projects that have any kind of, I don't want to say like hold or retention, but like Fantasy is one of how many projects. Like Crypto Valleys was like, I actually want to pull up that fucking, we talked about Crypto Valleys when it was pumping. And I just want to say, I told everybody, do not buy this because the inflation is out the ass. I was right. Right. But
you were
right. I do think that like there are only a few. Like Cambria would be one that I think could win. And I would be very surprised if they didn't win because they do have quite a few people, and that's just actually a really good gold farm. But yeah, I'll be interested to kind of see how this plays out because I think the concerns are valid. Like these people are making a shit ton of money or a shit ton of Blast Gold.
Yeah, I mean, like it's wild to me. Like I literally was only able to afford to bridge over like half an ETH and like 500 or 700 USDC, and now I'm in the top 200 Blast Gold farmers, which is insane. I think. I'm not gonna lie, my farms have definitely been like absolutely fucking neglected for like the past week. But to your point of like who I think wins, I think Wasabi has a ton of retention right now on the platform, like probably of all the perp platforms, I guess, since they're like, margin leverage trading. I think that's there. I think Blur at least until the gold is depleted, will have a hold on the user base. Like I was
Yeah.
trying to fuck around and do some blur farming because I just think there's some pretty good like risk and reward there. Like considering
That is crazy.
what is crazy.
That there's so much gold that is,
Yeah, dude.
and there's not very many farmers over there.
What is it? It's like 2 million and maybe less than like 300 wallets like actively farming it.
I just don't really understand the ins and outs of blur farming. Like, okay, let's bias aside, like 2,200,000 people farming this is like, those are very good odds. Like, how much money would it take to set up a blur farm? And like, how active do you have to be here? Like, is this something that you have to pay attention to daily? Is this something that like you can kind of set and forget? Like, how is this kind of in your mind?
So I am very, very new to blur farming. Also, you're frozen. Am I frozen? Mm-hmm. Great.
No, you're good.
Can you hear me?
I can see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like fairly new to blur farming. Like shout out to ESK. Like he's someone that, you know, there was one night that I was up kind of late and I was curious about it and I just pinged him and he was so resourceful. I think it's no secret that if you're doing this with large amounts of capital, there are like bots and ways to optimize. Like that is so not my world and like out of my league. But you can actually do it manually. I don't think you would be able to do it manually on ETH mainnet. You're literally just going to get slaughtered. But like the whole idea is you want to place bids on collections as close to the floor as you can. And I think it's 5-minute ticks. And so it's like you only get points. Like for example, like Blastopians. If I were to put a collection bid on Blastopians, I'd want to put a bid. One, I'd want to look at the bids that are available and like probably put in like what the top bid is. Like go scroll. Yeah. Do you see what what's the top number?
Yeah.
I can't see.
0.09 on blast hoods.
And how many orders?
35,480.
That's, oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. But it's
you
like,
you can literally sell 10x the supply.
Which is insane. But like, that's where we would want to put a bid. And we would want that bid to stay there for at least 5 minutes so we can start earning points on it. Because if you put it below, you have 35,000 bids ahead of you. Like you're not really going to get points. So like, that's like my very basic understanding of how bidding points work. And then it's kind of like the same thing with listing. You want to list as close to the floor as possible, but like not totally fall into bids. And I think it's the same idea, 5-minute ticks.
So if we look at the monthly, let's see if I can pull this up. Yeah, bro, look at, well, this is just like, why isn't this working?
Because the hoods have not pumped past 0.1.
Yeah, like, dude, they've just literally just been here at 0.9.
I just picked up like 4 hoods because I was like, I think the art's cute. You know me.
I do think it is cute. And like the founder is a savage. But okay, so like this is where I kind of get confused though. Because like, okay, look at these bids. Mm-hmm. As I've been watching it, we've gone from 38,000 to 10,800. And like it keeps bouncing back and forth. So at one point there was like 2,700 ETH of bid volume here. And like if you look at total bid value, it's gone from 2,700 total bid value to like 854 right now.
Yeah.
How, like, this is obviously getting botted. Like there's bots running on this all the time.
For sure. That's like, why it's like, if you're doing it manually, it is actually something you have to be like fairly diligent
really watching
about. Yeah. And I think check Gold Melios.
Okay. Ouch. I just punched my thing.
I also picked up a few Gold Melios. I picked up some NFTs yesterday for culture because I was like, I want to strategize more around my blast bag. Okay, go to bids. Like, how's this looking? Because I was told, I think, less bots on this. Does this look more organic?
Yeah. Well, there's only 529 ETH worth of volume or worth of bid value. 0.36, 0.35, 0.34 are stacked pretty heavy. But if you look at the price over the last week, they touched 0.6 and have been down only over the last, this was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And they've been down only for 2 days. This is, again, we've seen this on the ETH side, right? Like this is something that things get hot and then a bunch of bid farmers kind of take on supply and then they dump on other bid farmers and those bid farmers dump on the other bid farmers. And it's just a cycle that kind of plays out. So I'd be kind of interested to see how, but that being said, it is worth it for 2 million gold amongst 200, 300 people. Like how much money do you think you would need to put in to run a successful farm? Because some of those collections are like 0.09.
For sure. This is where, in all honesty, like I don't know enough. Like I literally just started fucking around and finding out with this week. Like what I did was I had 2 Blastopians and I was like, okay, I'm going to use these 2 Blastopians to like try to farm. And like I definitely got some listing points. I definitely got some bidding points, but like overnight the floor just pumped. So next thing you know, like I did not have enough ETH to even bid on like 2 of them. I think I only was able to bid on 1. And so it's something that I'm figuring out. But to your point, there are collections that have like a much lower floor price. And I think you could probably, obviously you don't want to do one of the collections that has just like a fuck ton of like clearly like bot farming volume. But I think like Gold Melios, what was the floor? I couldn't see it.
0.37.
Like 0.37. I just feel like you could probably fuck around with like 2 ETH.
Well, yeah, like here, Blast Sniper is 0.04. And bid volume is like 213 ETH. New Blast City, let's see. New Blast City, 0.062. But again, these are getting farmed to fuck. That's the only thing that like 882 bid value on New Blast City. There's no way these things pump. That's kind of where I just get like, if they pump, they're like, instantly gonna dump.
Yeah, it's definitely artificial. But I think like, you know, it's 2 different conversations, right? Like one is Blur worth it to farm for gold? And it's like, if you understand the system and how it works, and you at least, I think it's important that you at least have like some resources or someone that you could, you know, talk to before you fuck around and find out, because you will get wrecked. Like I even, you know, I had guidance and I still kind of like got absolutely wrecked with farmers dumping into my bids before a pump. So I think that's on one side. And then like the other half of the conversation is like, what does this actually mean for these NFT collections? And I think it's just, and I think the only point right now, and I just feel like, oh God, I hear stats voice in the back of my head just being like, I told you guys about the incentives. Like,
yeah, young, dumb kids. You guys are always trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm like, dude, just shut up and let me have fun. He drives me crazy. I called him. He sent me a message. Like he WhatsApped me and he just like sent me one of his tweets. And I was like, okay, boomer, let the kids play. And I was just like, actually, like, that's how I felt. I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. I know, like, you're right. But like, let me have fun at least.
Okay. To be very clear, we both have the utmost respect for NFT stats. He's someone that we like really look up to. He's kind of like our older boomer dad in the space is what it feels like. Okay, question. Obviously, when it comes to the jackpot and the deck, we know that tokens have a better chance than NFTs, et cetera, et cetera. And so, like, obviously, like, there's some shitcoin stuff that I want to talk to you about, because I know you've been talking about Baja and whatnot. But, like, I do want to touch on the NFT side, because, like, when we did that interview with Pac-Man, like we were talking about like what the fuck does a robust NFT ecosystem look like, and like how are you approaching that, et cetera, et cetera. How do you feel about NFTs on Blast? Are there any NFTs that you think you're going to pick up for the culture, or are you going to just like max strategize into meme coins? I picked up some NFTs, but I think, like, you know me, this is why I'm poor, because I'm like, ooh, pretty art.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have like the same kind of we have a different style when it comes to that. But
Yeah.
I would say I picked up Blastopians early. So like I minted
We
4.
minted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minted
Yeah,
4,
yeah.
and then I ended up picking up like 8 more or something like that. And I let go of 2, and then I had 10, and then I sold 10 at like 0.26 to like 0.3. So now I'm Blastopianed out, but like that was a huge W. Like I bought all of my Blastopians between 0.04 and 0.06 or 0.03 and 0.06. So like that
And
was a
what did
huge
we mint for? We minted for like nothing. I think it was like
yeah.
0.02.
It was
Yeah.
0.02 or 0.03.
Yeah.
And so like it was like an 8-9x, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna take the win. And I think Blastopians hit, like I wouldn't be surprised to see Blastopians hit jackpot. And like ESK is in the loop. Like that whole they know what they're doing. So like that's, to me, that makes sense. But this is kind of where like the jackpot doesn't really favor NFTs too much, because like the only way that you can really get hit is if like you spread across wallets, right? And like a lot of these like NFT collections only have like 5,000, 4,000, 150. Like it would be, the chances are very, very small. And like the only reason that fantasy got hit is because there's 220,000 of them, right? Like that.
Yeah. And over 38,000 wallets.
Yeah, exactly.
Which if even like 5,000 or 6,000 added it to the deck, like that's insane.
So to me, that's kind of where I was just like, I don't. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to be like, oh my God, I like the art. Like I'm gonna support certain people that I. But look, you've been printing on this whole thesis, so you're like, maybe I'm the one that's wrong, but I'm like, oh, I hit a 3x, I'm getting out, and you're like,
okay. Here's my deal. Is you know this, like I was super late to NFTs, like got into NFTs through NFT finance, and by then like all of these floors were insane. I just feel like the cost of these NFTs is so cheap right now relative to like the collections that we see on mainnet. And I don't know, I think this is like, you know how you always say like NFTs are a leverage long on an ecosystem. Like I kind of think this is like it for me. Like Gold Melios is refundable. I picked up, I think, a total of 3. Each have 0.25 ETH that's going to be unlocked in like 25 days. So if I want that money back, I can at least get like 0.75 ETH back. But I also just think the derivative is hilarious. Picked up like 4 or 5 blast hoods, and yeah, I was selective and just picked the ones where I'm like, oh, I think this is like really cool art because it's like 0.09 floor. Like if they even have like a run up, like that's shit that, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I didn't mind aping a little bit just to have the exposure and to be safe. Like I bought 2 Blastopians and I'm like, I'm just gonna hold this because what if Blastopians are the next fucking crypto punks of Blast?
Okay.
And
so can I ask you, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes.
And I don't mean to be an asshole. I'm just asking a question.
What
is the point? Like, what is the point of an NFT? Like, what is the point of having an NFT on Blast versus ETH? Like, the reason in this,
like, are we gonna get to the provenance conversation?
No, like, not even like. Okay, why were Tensorians valued so high? A, because Solana was having a hype cycle after a bunch of ETH maxis like faded it, which was that, and like they just all kept buying each other's bags, and like Tensorians, and then Tensor has like the
airdrop
Solana, so then you have a TGE, and like that TGE is going to be massive because Solana's massive, and like all these people came over and they're trying to get exposure. So like, okay, yes. Now, if Blur wasn't by Pac-Man, so say Blur was like a random fucking like project, and they were getting all of Blast NFT marketplace value, or all of NFT marketplace volume was going through Blur, and it wasn't owned by Pac-Man, and then Blur had an NFT collection, that's something I would buy, because I'm like, oh, okay, cool, there's value here, because that is eventually going to lead to a token. On ETH, why are we buying any NFTs for this crazy amount of money? Like the only NFTs.
legitimately asking the wrong person. How much money did I spend on my elemental? And it's not even like an OG Azuki.
I know. That's why I'm asking the question. I'm like,
okay. I see. Okay. This is a helpful check. I think that's fair. But there is one collection that I'm stacking right now, and I don't know if you're stacking. I just haven't had time to fully like look into the borrow lens side. But did you look into like what MetaStreet's doing with Apollo?
I haven't.
So
I hate that. But okay, so here, that is one that I'm like, okay, this is an actual fucking project. This is an actual company that's building shit that people use.
Yeah. So my understanding is, and I need to like dig in with David. Like he sent me like a bunch of stuff that I just haven't gotten to review yet. But basically, like they're enabling borrowing and lending for Apollo, like the NFTs themselves. I think you can borrow up to like 75% of the value. And this was largely so that they could bring over the main protocol that they have on ETH mainnet. And there is Blast Gold at stake, especially I think you get a little bit of gold if you just hold the NFT. But if you actually like interact with like borrowing and lending, like David calls it an infinite money glitch. Like this is where I'm like, I need to look at this a little bit more. But like theoretically, you could borrow 75% of the value, go fuck around and find out what that money potentially there's like some sort of looping. So I'm gonna have to dig into that more. But I think this is one that's worth just like grabbing a few, even if that means like either waiting until I do a video and like fully break it down or like researching it yourself because I think this is fascinating.
Okay, well, if we're talking about bid volume, current bid volume on Apollo is 6,000 ETH. I repeat, 6,000 ETH. So farmers are farming. This is where I get frustrated because I'm like, okay, this is a 7,777 supply NFT, and there's 1,300 owners, so 17%. Unless is there staking for this? There could be staking, which would make sense.
Well, it's borrowing and lending. You're depositing collateral.
So okay. Cool. Well, let's look into this because this is actually interesting. But they've done in 7-day volume, they've done 1,300 ETH in 7-day volume.
I just saw in the comments, Fantasy account just tweeted. You want to check that out in real time?
Okay. Give me 1 second. Fantasy.
Yeah, I think my plan is to have my video on MetaStreet next week. So I'll share the research and I'll share like what David shared with you as I make sense of it.
Presenting the fantasy show. Tune in tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our host, Cozy Maximalist, will guide you through all things fantasy, featuring an exclusive interview with OX Kippet, a trading discussion with Hero Crypto and Otto Suin, an AMA, and a secret final guest intervention. This event will also serve as the perfect occasion to introduce the next group of heroes, reveal a special surprise for players, and offer additional greetings. Enable notifications. There may be special surprises for show participants.
It's 11:30. Do we have anything scheduled? Oh, I was like, where's my phone? My phone is being utilized.
It's about to get canceled, whatever we're doing. This is not. Oh, there you go. I thought I was on stage, but apparently not. So there you go.
Okay, wait. So does this mean probably going to announce results of the main tournament, right? Like I think. Also, when are hero rewards getting distributed? Did they say anything about that?
During the show.
Okay, during the show. Great.
Yeah, it's going to be during the show.
Okay, great. I wonder who the special guest is. Who do you think it is? Got any speculation?
Oh, Mike, is it Jen?
Can you hear me?
Did I lose you? I got you now.
No?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah, Chris Roy, I agree with you. I think it's Pac-Man. That'd be pretty sick.
That'd be pretty dope.
Special guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, you said 11:30 PST tomorrow. Okay, well,
Yeah.
we're making that happen. I'll check
Yeah,
our
we got
schedule
to
because
I think we might need to move some stuff around. Cool. Okay, let's see. We covered NFT landscape. Oh, so you mentioned Cambria earlier. This is something that I've been farming, but this is like one of my farms that's been struggling because I just like haven't been able to give it any attention. Have you checked it out recently? Because there are some updates.
But you know me in gaming, I try so hard.
It's so chill. It's so easy. It's like fun.
Dude, it's like I fucking did like 7 duels. I lost all 7 duels, and I'm like, I'm A, way too fucking competitive to lose every single fucking game, and B, like I don't like, I feel like I'm just like giving ETH away, and I'm like, okay, like fuck you guys. And like then it's just like some nerd on the internet that's out here like fucking talking shit in the comments, and he's like, I just beat Word Daddy's ass, and I'm like, dude, fuck you. Like I don't like it. So no, I like, people are like, have you checked it out again? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
So
But I'm fading like a huge gold farm.
I think so.
Yeah,
Because
no,
like
I'm not.
what
Yes.
well, what's really cool is like now they've added like NPC battles. So like at the top of every hour with the arena token that you earn in the duels, which is just like the in-game currency, you can wager that on like their little AI NPC characters, and then you can like
That's pretty
earn
cool.
essence points from that. The essence points is what gets you a blast orb charge, or you get a tome, and then that gives you blast orb charges. It's like a whole little thing. But I was just gonna say, if you haven't checked it out, it's a little bit different. But like if you're farming Cambria, it's like definitely participate not only in duels, but definitely make sure you are wagering. Because I think that factors into some stuff based off of some conversations that I've had.
So wait, okay, hold on. I could go into Cambria every hour at the top of the hour, and I could just bet on like some AI characters, and like that would be enough, or do I have to duel too? Like I
You'll
don't.
need to duel.
I would
You
much
would need
rather
to
do that.
You would need to duel to get the currency to wager. Like they might actually, I know they just did an integration with PackMoon, but I haven't even gotten the chance to look at that. You could have kept your PackMoon airdrop and then used that to farm Cambria. Just saying.
Honestly, I can't have this conversation right now. I get so frustrated by it. I'm like, you know what? Like, this is so fucking stupid. This is so stupid. You know what? Okay, here, I'm taking the time to show the only meme coin I have. This thing.
Full.
Yeah. This looks quite nice to me. So, like, I bought day one, like, right around here.
You're not sharing your chart, fam.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Fucking A. There we go. So here is this bad boy. I bought like down here on day one and have just held. We are starting to see, this is like just under 5 million market cap. I think that this probably has legs. Like if you're looking at all the blast tokens up top here, like everything is green. And I think that this is going to be a trend we continue to see into the coming, I don't know, weeks, especially with jackpot and stuff like that. Andy is one that, look, I faded this. I think you can see this is me wanting to buy down here, but I ended up fading it. And the reason I faded it, and to anybody that holds Andy in here, I'm not trying to FUD. I'm just trying to understand. I'm going to go to this tab. And if you look at the holders, I thought that this was weird. Like, these are all contracts. So, like, I don't know if the team holds this or like what the situation is. This is a burn address, so that's fine. But like 10%, 5%, 4%, 4%, 2.5, 2%. Like how much? Fucking like 30 something percent.
That's kind of like a weird distro.
Like and it's massive. It's massive. So I'm like, yeah, they've burnt $645,000. Sure, I don't care. But like all this other stuff is where I don't really get it. So like, are all of these just like team wallets? Like the top 10 is just all team wallets. And if they wanted to dump all of this would be almost like maybe 40% of the entire token. I don't know. That was where I got scared and I ended up not doing it. So don't follow me because I was planning on buying down here and then I fucking faded. So fuck me. But it is what it is.
Oh,
but so then going back to
go ahead.
Going back to like meme coins and like jackpot and stuff like that, I think that we start seeing a lot of these teams take like the juice approach that is like they're going to send like money to like so many different wallets. And like if you send to 30,000 wallets, then those 30,000 wallets have a higher chance of hitting this thing. And then and also like market cap comes into it. And so like if it gets bigger, then you can distribute it and this and that. Like there's so many different ways that these teams are trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah. What do you think about what Juice did? And like, does this get nerfed? Do you think Pac-Moon silently gets nerfed? What's that grin on your face?
I don't know, dude. Like I don't know. I'm gonna remain silent on this, but I think there's like some fuckery that's going on, and it's not just Juice, right? Like there's other people that are like trying to do certain things, like win these huge rewards for people, when you're playing a game that is gamified and it's incentivized, we're seeing it. We saw it with fantasy. Like people were losing that had our cards. They were losing to people that had our cards in their deck. And so what do? They freaking send us bots, and then all of a sudden it completely fucked us over. And so like those people lost, and hopefully the fantasy team can kind of figure something out. But like at the end of the day, like it sucked for the people that were involved. It sucked for us. Like I gained fucking 35,000 followers that I didn't want. But like on top of that, the people lost actual real money. So hopefully tomorrow we see kind of with fantasy what happens and everything on that front. But I don't know, like the incentivization, the hyper financialization, we knew this was going to happen. This is part of the game. And like, you have to see this coming. That being said, like, I don't like when there's like projects that we look to as like leaders in the space, unless they're like a total meme coin. Yeah, I don't know. Like if they're a meme coin, then like do whatever the fuck you want. But like if you're an actual project, like dude, just be a project. Like be good at what you do and like win that way.
Crypt Truck, I think I'm pretty far. I can't even read, but for Andy, most of those are team wallets. Yeah, no, that's fucking no, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, it's a little sus. I don't know much about the team. I've like reached out to the team before just to see if I could get any information. But like there you go. I'm just a holder, been there since day one. Congrats, like you're up bigly. I don't want to shit on anybody's bags. I get really worried about shilling something if I don't know the team, and I've reached out to the team and I had a conversation with them. So like seeing like that kind of the holdings on that, it was just a little weird. So
I just feel like meme coins generally are risky in general. Like the things that it's like, is the liquidity locked or is the liquidity burned, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, I just kind of try to stay away. I think Pac-Moon's been an exception to that, but like my main concern with Pac-Moon was like liquidity, because there was like not a whole lot of liquidity when it first started.
There was like very little. There was none.
You had like touched on something that I wanted to go back to, but I kind of forgot what it was.
Dude, for people listening, this has been a week. Like this has been a very long week. So
usually we have like show notes and like a full agenda, and not gonna lie, today we are very much just shooting from the hip and like what's been on our minds. I think I wanted to ask you, so I saw some stuff on the timeline, haven't gotten to look into it yet. But like, have you heard anything around the Blast TGE distributing linearly versus in tiers? Blast Gold out now, guys. See the Blast account. Open up, pull up your screen. You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, yep. Hold up. Jesus. Damn, gold 3 distribution is now live. 15 million gold will be sent to dApps.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Hold on. 15 million gold is getting distributed. Damn. Yo, Fantasy got 2.1 million fucking gold, bro.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
I'm tweeting.
Do you think this is the last gold distro we see this month? I kind of think it is.
Maybe.
Unless they stick one like the week, like May 20th towards the end.
2.16. Holy shit, dude. That's a lot of gold. 2.16 million blast gold in the front.
Game 5 promising.
District 1. And who else?
Oh, there's a new DAP weight. There's platinum, gold. Wow. Juice.
That's actually shocking to me.
Captain and Company. YOLO Games. Dude, you know what's shocking to me is not Cambria, Crypto Valleys still being up here.
Crypto Valleys, but like, dude, at the end of the day, it was just their fucking tokenomics sucked. But
yeah,
Wasabi is good
up there. Fuck yeah. Blast Futures. Okay, nice Blast Futures.
Yeah, here I can share the screen.
Dude, let's fucking go. Do you see this? Kettle and Colony. 144. 265,000 gold each.
NFT perk got 144 or 108.
108.
Damn, Meta Street down here. Meta Street only got 43K.
Well, I mean, they haven't really been able to do a whole lot.
Wow, bro, that's fucking insane. Okay, well,
dude, there are so many more protocols on here versus last time. Okay. Interesting. Okay, here is some like do what you will with this information, like farming stuff. So obviously I've put out a pretty big guide on pretty much everything I have exposure to. I've also had like the privilege of like meeting several of these founders and knowing a few of the founders from like previous lives. If you don't mind like fucking around and finding out and like doing a little bit more risky stuff, but I'm not a financial advisor. Like, again, these are newer builders. It could be interesting to look at some of these folks that only got like 10,000 blast gold and do research, because I just feel like these platforms are probably like so underfarmed. Like I immediately think of like Packbot.
Like, bro, dude,
that team.
Fucking Kettle, dog. Kettle. Oh, dude, Kettle and the Colony.
I told you. Who told you? Who said it? Who literally said it?
Yeah, I know. No, Kettle, I need to get exposure to. Kettle, if you're listening to this, I faded. I'm sorry. I'm coming. I'll fucking do whatever we need to do. Holy shit.
Okay, can we talk about this fantasy distro though?
That's fucking sick. I'm so hype. Dude, oh my God. That's fucking
insane.
Gangster. And everybody's over here like, man. Like, not fucking, they're going to run out of blast gold. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, just have fun. This is like, oh, dude. Okay, here. I was gonna save this for a tweet, but think about how many wallets. Oh, God, now I'm gonna get excited. Think about how many wallets there are that have fantasy, right? 38,000. Okay, it's like 38,000. Okay, let's do mental math. 38,000. How many cards are there?
Oh, I don't know. On the card inflation
200.
stuff.
It was like 221K. Okay. It's like 220. So let's say 220 to 250. Let's say 250 for easy math. 250K cards. Okay. After this round of main tournament, there's probably going to be an influx of maybe another 17 to 30,000 cards. So say 280 cards, 280K cards. You have 38,000 wallets that they have to play 5 cards each to just be in the tournament. That's one tournament. So what's 38,000 times 5? Hold on. That's a hard
You're
number.
asking the wrong person.
Okay, 38,000 times 5 is 38,000 times 5. That's 190,000 fucking cards. That's one tournament, bro. That is one tournament. I own like 60 fucking cards, if not more, like probably 70 cards. So if all 38,000 wallets wanted to play, there's only 190,000 cards. Like, bro, imagine
this
if
is the supply crunch you were talking about,
I know.
right? Yeah,
Because, hold on, guys. If we look at this, share this tab instead. Hold on, motherfuckers. Okay. If we go to this tab, look at buy pack. Buy pack. 0.4 to buy a pack. 0.4. Look at the marketplace right now. There are 5,804 cards listed. That 5,804 divided by 5, 804 divided by 5 is 1,161 rosters, basically. So like those cards that if we have a fucking tournament or if we have 2 tournaments, these cards are going to disappear. Like, they're going to disappear. There's not going to be enough cards to go around. And they just got 2.2 million gold, and you're going to tell me this isn't going to go higher? Like, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, that's simple fucking math. They need like 1 million NFTs. And that's just one tournament. What happens when we have 3 tournaments? No, dude, it's insane. It's insane to me. All right, I'm done. I'm done on my riff. I think people are just absolutely fucking fading this, and like they have no idea what they're talking about. Because like, dude, think about if they ran 2 tournaments at the same time.
Concurrent tournaments, yeah.
Yeah, if they ran 2 tournaments at the same time, and there's 38,000 wallets, 38,000 times 5, that's 190,000. They times that by 2, that's fucking 400,000 cards. That's double the supply of the cards that we have right now. So either A, people pay.
Not everyone's going. To
people
mint
pay
more.
0.4 to mint more. But then if they pay to mint more, what happens to the fucking VRGDA price? It fucking goes through the roof. It goes over an ETH because people want to play. And now they just got 2.2 million fucking gold on top of the fucking 600,000 gold that they already have. That's fucking 2.8 million gold. No, it's fucking stupid. Anybody that's playing fantasy right now, fucking buy all the common cards, because I was fucking telling you guys this for weeks. Buy the common cards, just stack and just hold them. Just hold them.
Literally. That's all you have to do. Not financial advice, though.
No, it's not financial advice, but like, don't be an idiot.
God, this is crazy. Okay, hold on, I'm pulling up my fantasy. Like, I've been stacking common cards.
Let's hold on. I'll check we'll go to my portfolio real quick. Portfolio. Yeah, so I have 48 cards here. Come on.
I have 51. Oh, not bad. Interesting.
Yeah, dude,
we also gotta
like
get exposure to the new heroes.
Wait, did I buy all of those? Oh yeah, dude, like that is definitely gonna happen. Did I get all those Mikado cards I wanted? I only got 1. That's weird. All right, looks like we gotta go to work.
So we gotta go to work, but because I'm looking at, can you pull up the Gold Distro 3 real quick?
Yeah.
I want to call a few things out. Okay, guys. If you need help with farming, if you're just like looking for like a general overview, Like, I'm gonna just shout out some protocols. These are the ones that I'm farming, and they all fucking cooked. They all got distributed gold. Obviously, there's fantasy. I've been doing more Thruster and Hyperlock shit. Thruster got 2.5 million. Hyperlock got almost like 577,000. Juice Finance is like a very passive farm for me. Like, I think I have a total of like half an ETH in there. So like that will just be, nice little chunk of gold. But then Cambria, YOLO Games, $200,000 or a couple 100,000 bars of Blast Gold, Wasabi, Blast Futures, Kettle, Colony, NFT Perp. Like, there's so much gold everywhere, is what I'm saying. And like, I think one of the things that is really interesting is people are like, oh, well, it's clearly more like, it's more worth it for me to just hold shitters now, like blah, 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 blah. And if like people start capitulating on some of these like DeFi farms, then it's like.
No, that I agree with. That I agree with.
But that's what I mean. It's kind of like, pay attention to what some folks are saying on the timeline. I think like the bigger whales are just going to be like fucking, they'll keep their money locked up somewhere and they're just going to be disgruntled. But I think there's going to be people who capitulate and go like, I'm going to go full on in to meme coins because that's max RR. But like the reality is like, you kind of want to have a balanced portfolio. You want to have a little bit of meme coins, but you also should have like some DeFi exposure, platform exposure. And like also keep in mind, like fucking fantasy, no token. Like YOLO Games, no token. Cambria, no token. Wasabi, no token. Like Blast Futures, I don't know if they're like doing their sister exchange, but it's like, as far as I'm concerned, Blast Futures doesn't have a token. Kettle doesn't have a token. Colony doesn't have a token. NFT Perp doesn't have a token. So like, yes, you might not get as much Blast Gold from farming the DeFi protocols as you would if you get, really lucky hitting Pac Moon multiple times, but you're also not going to get that individual platform token exposure. Like, am I making sense?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So like, just take that into consideration as you guys figure out your farms and reevaluate your strategies, because like, yes, I'm trying to get as much Blast Gold as possible, but like I have strategically picked the platforms that I picked because I want token exposure. Like, that's kind of how I'm going about it. Like, Thruster doesn't have a token. You're gonna tell me Thruster's not launching a token?
Fucking Juice up 35%. Just started ripping.
Oh, I think I had a long on Juice. I think. I don't know if I left it open.
Pump it.
Dude, I fucking love Wasabi. Like,
I love
max
Wasabi.
long this. Okay, well, I think that's it for this week. We will be back next week, hopefully with less technical difficulties and some more structured show notes, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the show.
It is what it is. I'm happy
this will be
we
fixed.
got through it. It's fun.
Dude, better than the time where I just kept dropping off in the middle, so all good. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, guys.
You know what we should do, Dalton? Should we do like a space? Should we like see if people want to like jump on a spaces after the fantasy
afterwards
thing?
Let me check.
That could be fun.
I can. I'm down.
Yeah, maybe let's hit up the homies and see if we can get a space running.
Dope.
All right,
cool. Let's do it.
Cool. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Did he left me hanging here.